What is going on to all my Netflix fans out there, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again with a brand new movie review, and today we're discussing a new Netflix thriller by the name of Windfall, which has an amazing cast, and by the time this video is out, it will be available to stream on Netflix right now. Is it worth checking out? Well, we're going to break it all down here in this spoiler-free review, but before we do so, make sure you're checking me out on all my other social media accounts. If you all are new to the channel, we are building something special here, and I want you all to be a part of it. So if you love early movie reviews, TV reviews, and live streams, well, come and join the community by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. As you all can see on the screen now, if you enjoyed this spoiler-free movie review, well, make sure to give it a thumbs up and also share it. But more importantly, once you've seen this film, what did you think about it? Pros, cons? Were you on the edge of your seat? Were you left disappointed? Let's talk about it all in the comments below. So let's just jump right into the spoiler-free review, starting off with what intrigued me to watch this film. First and foremost, I love a good thriller. But this cast, I mean, Jesse Plemons, Lily Collins, as well as Jason Segel. And let's start off with Jason, who, just to give you a brief synopsis, a pretty straightforward film in one location and mainly just three actors. You have this wealthy couple, Lily James and Jesse Plemons, who go to visit their very beautiful vacation home, all to be surprised by them being robbed by Jason Segel. And Jason, man, I've been a fan of his for a while. I've always seen him in the comedy films. I think of I Love You, Man. I think of all the stuff he's done with Judd Apatow, like Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Very funny guy. But I really haven't explored the serious side of Jason Segel, and I really enjoyed his portrayal in this film. He doesn't go by any particular name. He's a complete stranger for the most part of this film, and just seeing him kind of navigate through this narrative, he is in front of these wealthy people. He really doesn't have much of a backstory, but you can get enough from Jason's performance and enough from his interactions with these two to kind of get an idea of why he's doing what he's doing and kind of understand who he is as a person. And I thought that he was probably given the most out of the entire cast, and I thought that he delivered for the most part in being mysterious and being kind of leaving you on the edge of your seat. Is he truly a bad person? Is he going to do something to harm these people that he is taking advantage of? I really enjoyed that narrative that we got with Jason. Again, seeing him in something more dramatic versus what I've seen him in the past, which is more kind of comedic, I enjoyed him, and I thought that he did a good job in the role. And that's not to take anything away from Lily Collins, who, by the way, that whole meme of like, I was today years old when I found this out, I didn't know that was Phil Collins' daughter, but either here nor there, I have been a fan of hers for a while. She has a great relationship with Netflix, whether it be with Mank and obviously, Emily Goes to Paris. She was solid in this film. I enjoyed her subtlety. I enjoyed her kind of learning who she is in this relationship that she's really not too happy with Jesse Plemons. But I thought that she was fine. But mentioning her husband, Jesse Plemons, he always knows the assignment. He's one of my favorite actors in Hollywood, and I have to say, I'll jump into this in my criticisms a little bit later, but he was okay. He was okay. I do applaud the performances more so than I do what they were given. So I'll just leave it at that. And then going to my last point as far as positives, this film kind of has a Hitchcockian type of vibe. You know, is Jason Segel going to do something to harm them if they don't listen to him? Who's going to maybe come up to the house to maybe distract this plan that he has at hand? Why is he really there? It's an interesting mystery with a little bit of thrilling elements that come much later in the film. But I will say, even though the journey was a bit boring at points, I was mostly engaged up into, let's get into my criticisms. This movie is quite boring, and that is a very broad, vague thing to say, but listen when I say, when this film introduces the scenario, Jason Segel's in their house, he wants to get something from them, but we really don't learn why until much later in the film. But up until that point, it is a slog fest. We're really just in this house. You can tell this was shot during the pandemic because literally we're in one location. There are 4 actors in total. I won't reveal who the 4th person is, but we get a 4 small crew, one confined space, and I normally like those type of stories once they give me things to kind of latch onto. I'm just sitting here watching Windfall. I'm like, okay, pretty simple. Okay, seen this before. All right, really don't care about the characters too much because I'm really not learning. Okay. Oh, that's pretty okay. Oh, this person, you're seeing all this in the first and second acts, but once you get to the third act and the film just kind of rushes to the third act and you're just left sitting there like, man, Good thing that was only an hour and 30 minutes because I feel like I wasted a bunch of my time. And it's really unfortunate because, like I mentioned, Jason Segel to me got the most to do in his role because he is the intruder, he is the stranger. Is he a bad guy? Is he going to do something to them? He has the most to play with. But then that leaves Lily James and Jesse Plemons just to kind of sit there, and we're just watching them as a miserable couple as we see Lily James isn't too happy with the relationship, but we really don't understand why besides just the surface level stuff that the film gives us, that Jesse is this rich billionaire that just seems to not care about people, even his loved ones, and that's pretty much, we've seen that before. What is new? What is innovative? What is creative about that? Really nothing. So I hate to say it because, again, this cast is great. I like the Hitchcockian vibes, but ultimately when you get to that end result, when you go to that finish line, you're just looking back like, why did I just do that? Why did I just waste my time watching all of this buildup, which leads to ultimately nothing? It's really unfortunate. So before I give you all my overall thoughts and let you know if it's worth checking out, if you haven't already, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Overall, Windfall does have an intrigue in regards to what is going to happen. Who are these people? It's shot well, it's competently made, and has some solid performances, but unfortunately, the script is very lackadaisical. The end result, the build up to absolutely nothing, and once we get to the end line, they just rush to get there, and at the end of the day, you're just sitting there looking at yourself like, that was not a good movie. So unfortunately, I had high hopes for it, but I'm going to have to give Windfall a 2 out of 5. And if you ask me, hey, Elliot, I don't really have anything to do this weekend. Is this something I should watch? I'm going to say no. I think that there are other things not only on Netflix to watch, but I just reviewed a film on Amazon Prime by the name of Master. There are tons of other shows that you all can catch up with. We got Atlanta coming up. Rewatch that like I'm doing. So unfortunately, this is one of those films where Netflix just recently upped its prices, and I'm looking at my price on Netflix like, man, if it wasn't for Stranger Things, Ozark, which is ending pretty soon, and Umbrella Academy, The Witcher, I'm excited for a lot of stuff they announced like Sandman. I don't know how much longer I will have Netflix because these are the type of films that just makes you sit and be like, this is where my money's going towards. So it sucks to say that because I love this cast, but I don't think Windfall was that good. But hey, that's just my thoughts. If you watched it and you loved it, good for you. Explain to me what was it that you loved about the film, or if you were more like me and shared the same sentiments, let's talk about it in the comments. I appreciate you all sticking to this point in the review. Like I said, just a friendly reminder to like, share, comment, come subscribe, and join the community. Hope you all are staying safe. Hope you enjoyed the review. As you can see on the screen now, subscribe to my channel. Check out my other content. We'll catch you in the next video.